y'all, welcome to today's video. My name is Julie and today I'm going to share a kitchen makeover with you guys. Today I wanted to share with you how I painted my bottom cabinets in my kitchen. I painted them a sage green, which I love, and I've also done some things to the top cabinets. I didn't paint them. I left those wood for now. I wanted to see how, I feel like I have hair. I wanted to see how I would like those cabinets with the wood. Now, I do plan on painting them in the spring if the wood and the green just will not grow on me. I don't see a whole lot of homes do the cabinets different colors, but I definitely wanted to try it. I'm loving it so far, but I really do think that I might want to paint the top the white, heirloom white paint that I painted everything else in there. I just think it would open it up and make it so much brighter. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I did do. I painted the green on the bottom and I love it. So let me share with you some of the things that we worked on, and then I'm going to reveal what it looks like to you here in just a moment. Okay, y'all, so we are going to start with showing you how rough these things looked. They were in desperate need of some love. So what I'm going to do is take a can of paint and turn this mess into something marvelous. I love my kitchen, y'all. It is so big and I have lots of space and lots of storage, but I have been wanting to paint these cabinets for some time. Now, I only paint the bottom, you will notice. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to see how I would like it with the bottom, the sage green, and the top with the wood cabinets. So I recruited some help from my sister. This is my sister Heather, by the way, and she's come over to help me with this project. The first thing that we did was clean these things. I'll put up a little picture here of what we used to clean them, but y'all, I thought my cabinets were clean. This is disgusting. Do always clean your stuff before you paint it. And then we are going to prime everything that we are painting. So we take this primer, and it is an oil-based primer. So it's pretty thick and it takes this a little while to dry, as well as the green, because it is an oil based. But because these cabinets are on the bottom, I wanted to make sure that they had a good base and would be kind of protected. So, you know, kids, grandkids, husbands, you know, so I wanted these things to be pretty good and protected. Now for inside the drawers, they were painted like an old green color that I've had. You'll see that I have it along the top too. But I had to chip and like peel all that stuff off and sand it so that I could paint the inside. And now we are ready to paint. I'm painting this beautiful sage green and I love how it ends up looking, y'all. Once we started painting, I started to get just more and more excited because I am not one for color. I don't like a lot of color. I like a lot of neutrals. But y'all, I love when we started painting this green, it just like brightened my kitchen up and made these cabinets look so beautiful. So if you have a space in your home that you are just not happy with, consider getting you a gallon of paint and getting busy. Here's kind of the more true color of them. You can kind of see now the true color that they are, and I love it. Now my sister is working on the top part around here on the top part of my cabinets. This is not the same color green that I painted my cabinets. This is something that I painted on there when I first moved in, and it's just not the green that I exactly want. So we decided to go over all of these areas with white, and it's the heirloom white that I use. I discovered heirloom white on a spray can, on a spray paint can, and I've been using it for years. So I took that lid and had them match it so that I could paint all of the areas that I wanted white, the heirloom white. And I absolutely love that color. It's the same color I painted my fireplace. So anyway, all of these areas we have primed also, and then we've painted them the heirloom white. Now I have this cabinet over here by my back door and by my sink that I want to make open shelving. Y'all, I had this idea that I was going to turn this into open shelving, and I do end up doing it, but not without a few changes. I had to caulk the corners in here because, you know, old homes and settling, you know how it is if you have an old home. So after I caulk it, I do the same thing. I have to prime it, and then I want to paint the inside of this the same green that I'm painting my cabinets, because I was trying to have just not such a transition of green and brown cabinets. I wanted to try to bring some green up and some different colors up. And y'all, who remembers this wallpaper? So I really thought that I was going to love this wallpaper on the back of this, but I did not. Y'all will see that sometimes these makeovers do not come without obstacles. So I make me a pattern with some just regular paper, and I end up cutting some of this fabric that I recently thrifted, and I'm loving that so much better. I put this clip in just so you could kind of see the difference. But I do end up going ahead and putting that fabric above all of those shelves, and I love it so much more. And now I have something really fun that I want to share with y'all. Look at this window, y'all. I saw this little thing here on She Holds Dearly. She shows or says that she saw somewhere where someone took like an old lace tablecloth or curtain or something, and they put it over their window screen. And y'all, I was trying to figure out what to do over that window, because I'm going to put a little set of curtains over that cabinet that I did the open shelving, because I'm trying to hide the hinge marks, because I want to make sure that I love it before I put trim around it. Anyway, I saw her do this on her channel, and I said, oh my goodness, that's what I'm going to do. And y'all, I do end up loving how this turns out. It is so, so cute. So I just take this thrifted tablecloth and cut it down to fit just enough so that I can still glue it around. All I did was hot glue and E6000 this a little bit around. And once I got it glued on, I just trimmed. Around. I left a little bit so that I could trim around it and pull it really tight. And y'all, I love how this turns out. It is adorable. Okay, so moving along here to the left of that window, I have these doors that go to my little spice cabinet here. They have that plexiglass stuff on them. You can see the one there on the left. And then what I want to do is take some of the fabric that I used on that open shelving and put on these. So that's what I do. I'm going to give you just a brief little shot here of what I do. I end up popping off the back trim so that I can get the plastic out. And I just take and lay the fabric over this and glue it. Now I do iron this really well before I put it on there, because I want it to have a really smooth finish. Once it's glued and on there, I'm not going to be able to really take it down and redo this. So I give it a good iron, and then I glue it, and I put everything back into place. And this turns out really, really cute. And it kind of brings some of that green and red up to the top of my cabinet, so that, again, everything is not just a transition of green bottom cabinets to brown on the top. This kind of helps break it up just a little bit. Okay, and the last place that I use this fabric on the top is above my oven. And what I do is I take these cabinet doors off, and I put a little curtain up here. I make like a little curtain. So I just cut it all to size to fit. And again, I iron that, and I'm going to be revealing to you guys what this all looks like here shortly. Now on the other side of my kitchen is where my kitchen table is and my little coffee bar area. So I have this coffee bar that I got at Hobby Lobby years ago, and I do love it, but I want to change it up some. And I'm going to also be changing up where this little shelf is and all of that. I'll be sharing that with you shortly. But I take this coffee bar and I paint it the heirloom white. I just use the spray paint that I have just because it's easier. And I paint the inside of the coffee bar a matte black to kind of bring out some of the black around my house. And now I'm going to change up this area here. I'm going to take that shelf down, that country home sign down, and I take some thrifted shutters, and I'm going to put some brackets on those and get those hung up here in just a minute. People ask me a lot about the wallpaper that is in my kitchen, and it has that sage green. I actually used this to get the same green color for my cabinets. And I got that years and years ago before we moved in. And Barefoot Contessa is the one that inspired me to get that, because she used to have it in her kitchen. Like when she was filming her cooking, I fell in love with that wallpaper. But now we're going to work on this DIY project, these thrifted shutters and this peg rail that I got at one at a thrift store and one at an estate sale. But I want to turn these shutters into some shelving, and I want to put the little peg rail underneath the bottom one. So that's what we're going to work on now. My husband is going to cut off the ends of the shutters because they have this curvy stuff on the end, and where I want to put this, it just really does not fit. So we do have to cut the ends off of both of these shutters in order to make this project work. So in the process of working on this project, we realized that in order for us to get these brackets into some studs, we were going to have to put some kind of support underneath them. So we went out to our little wood scrap pile, or I did, and I found this piece, and it's going to work perfectly. We just need the one because the peg rail will kind of act as a little support system on the bottom one, but for as far as the top one, we needed a little bit of support. So we go get a piece of scrap wood and ended up screwing that underneath the top shelf so that in case I wanted to put dishes and all kind of stuff like that, it had plenty of support up there. Okay, and you will notice in the after that I do paint this little support piece here and the peg rail the same green color as my cabinets because it kind of helps them blend in to the wall where I place this. And then I have this space right here by my back door when you first walk in. It's an old dollar store little thing I have here to hold keys and stuff, but I wanted something different. I wanted to like make this little space over, so I pull a thrifted shelf out and I end up painting it the same color as my kitchen cabinets, and I totally dressed this little space up as well. Okay, y'all, so now I'm going to share with you what everything looks like now that I have finished, but I also wanted to give you my thoughts on what I think about the bottom being green and the top still being the wood, the brown. I probably will paint it this spring. I am perfectly content right now with what it looks like. I do love it, but I feel like if it was white on the top, the heirloom white, because I don't want like a stark white, where the heirloom white kind of has a more subtleness to it. I don't know. But I do believe that I will end up painting the top that heirloom white just because I think it'll open up my kitchen some. What do y'all think? I love how it looks though, so I'm excited to share what the after looks like with y'all. So let me get busy here showing you what it looks like after. And I also wanted to share with you that I'm going to be showing a few clips of some of my fall decor. I had several people ask me if I was going to do a fall home, so I'm going to be showing you just some clips at the very end if you're interested in seeing some of the spaces in my home that I've decorated, you know, for fall. I've just been requested that quite a bit, so I thought that I would add those clips on here at the end. But anyway, without further ado, let me show you the after of my kitchen makeover that I did on an extreme budget, and you can do it too. It's a lot of hard work, but you can do it. So let's get into the after and see what this kitchen looks like now. guys, so what did y'all think of my kitchen makeover on a budget? I love it. I think that it really makes my kitchen look fresh and new and clean, and I can't wait to finish and do the top maybe this spring if I do decide to do that. And I love the copper hardware that we decided to leave on there as well. Those are original to the cabinets, and with the house I did buy black hardware, but I just love the copper on there, so I decided to leave that, and I waited too long to send them back for credit, so I do have them on hand. If I ever decide that I want to change it, I can do that. But anyway, you guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed this, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. We will see you guys back here Friday with a brand new thrifting video. I can't wait to share that with y'all. I got some fun things coming up to show y'all. Home decor galore coming on your way. Anyway, you guys, I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. We love y'all, and we will see you Friday.